And that works if you sneeze or blink when you're putting on your mascara and you get a lot under your eyes as well. It still works. Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to sit down and do a little bit of a cozy Q&A with you all because I haven't done one of these for ages. You've sent in some really lovely questions either in YouTube comments, or I always put a little question box on my Instagram before I do one of these videos. So if you are an Instagram user, then check that out because it's probably the easiest way of me collating questions and it'll make sure that I don't miss any. But I've had a little bit of a look through that. I've had a little bit of a look through the YouTube comments, and I've put together some of you are nosy, I'll tell you that for free. But I love it, you know that I do. So I've done my skincare to prep for this video, but actually one of the questions that I got was, drop the skincare routine. So, if you insist, I shall. So I'll do my morning one first because it is what I've just got. Golden Retriever hair in my eye. My morning routine is always the same. I think I've really got my skincare routine down now. And it is worth saying, I have never particularly struggled with my skin. Even as a teenager, I didn't really get acne, any breakouts, anything like that. I maintain my skin. I don't particularly tackle anything. Does that make sense? So straight out of the shower, while my skin is still a little bit damp, I put on the Ordinary Glycolic Acid 7% Exfoliating Toner. I love this stuff. It is so good. If you are somebody that wants a little bit more glow to your skin, a little bit more brightness, this is your guy. And just put it onto your hand and then just kind of hold it carefully and put it over. Don't put it on one of the reusable cotton pads. You will waste so much product. Any skincare that can go on your face can go on your hands. So just kind of rub it in and enjoy. And then straight after that, I put on the Ordinary again. Anytime somebody asks me for skincare recommendations, this is top level. Hyaluronic acid, 2%, blah, 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 blah. And then I have actually, boring, but eye drops. I use them every single morning because I have blue eyes, which means any kind of bloodshotness looks really obvious. So I always get in some eye drops. And then I have actually just ordered an SPF from The Ordinary, but over the winter I have been using the Vitamin E Skincare by Superdrug, their SPF 15 day cream. The Ordinary and the Vitamin E range from Superdrug. If you are looking for affordable skincare that really works, this is your duo, and this lasts for so long. I also love their night cream. The whole Vitamin E range is just wonderful. But my nighttime routine, best cleanser in the game. I have used cleansers that are over £100, and this is better than them. So that's all I'll say about that. And then the evening, I use the Ordinary niacinamide. Niacinamide is one of those ingredients that is a non-negotiable now for me. If you have any kind of little blemishes, or maybe you've had a blemish and like there's a bit of scarring happening, this is just so, any little blemish on my skin heals up twice as fast, easily twice as fast if I'm using niacinamide as it's healing. Only thing though is the reason I use this at night is that I don't always find it plays very well with makeup. Sometimes I'll find it'll make the makeup pill a bit, so that's why I use it in the evening. So that's my only criticism of it. And then I've been using the No. 7 Future Renew Damage Reversal Serum. I got this in one of those little boxes, gift boxes that you get at Christmas, and I've been using this in place for retinol. I really enjoyed it. I will probably go back to using a retinol afterwards, partially because the packaging for this is beautiful, but it's really heavy, and I travel a lot, so I just don't find it the most practical. I've then also been using the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Lash and Brow Serum. I have noticed a difference on my brows. I often get I've got a little bit of a scar in my eyebrow, and so covering it can be a little bit tricky, and I found that's been much easier. So I think the little hairs around it have been growing back, which is rather exciting. So I do think it's making a difference there. I haven't noticed a difference on my eyelashes, so maybe it's doing something. I don't know. And then for my last step in the evening, I've been using the Cicapair Tiger Grass Sleep Pair Intensive Mask, and this is Dr. Jart. Now, this is not a cruelty-free brand, so I will not be repurchasing this, but it is really good. Which is very annoying. You can either use it as a mask, or I actually use it as a night cream. I just put on a thin layer, go to bed, happy days. An honourable mention. This is the Tea Tree and Witch Hazel Blemish Stick from Boots. It's really inexpensive, and it kind of comes out like a solid stick, and any blemish, you just pop it on, ooh, and it falls out I need to get a new one. I'm nearly finished this one. I have been using this ever since my friend Laura, shout out to Laura, when we were teenagers, who had the most beautiful, like, English rose skin, absolutely stunning. She used this. I think her mum got her onto it. And this is one of those products that has been around for so long, and it's so good. And so many spot treatments, so many, like, really intense things. This works. And that's everything. I was really trying to make this video a shorter one, so it's going well. I promise that will be the longest answer to any of these questions. For my base, I have two options that I use depending really on what I need for the day. If I am filming or working or it's a special event, then I use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is just, it's an absolute favourite for a reason. I do want to try the e.l.f. version because some people say it's better. So when this runs out, I will try that. But for the moment, Charlotte Tilbury. And then the second option is the Arborian CC Water. I have actually now ordered one of the CC creams. Now, I only have the little tiny one because I was trying this for the first time, and I don't wear foundation because I don't really feel like I need to. I often find that it actually makes my skin look worse rather than helping anything. So I just use this. So I think I am going to use this today whilst I answer the first question, which is, what is your favourite second-hand purchase? This is tricky because I do actually feel like I've had some really, really good ones. I think my best purchases have probably been the designer footwear ones, just because I have a few occasion pieces of shoes? Pairs of shoes that are just absolutely stunning. I have a pair of Louboutin brogues that I absolutely adore, and then I also have a pair of Miu Miu heels that are just absolutely stunning, and I've featured both of those in past videos, so go and check those out. Those are probably my favourite second-hand purchases. They were definitely the most bougie. And the second question, which I enjoyed, was what is your biggest pre-loved mistake? Now, I am actually going to be filming a video all about this. It'll either have been the video before this one, or it'll be the video just after. So subscribe and you will see this. But yes, I will go into all the gory details. There have been some shockers, let's just put it that way. As you can see, that just gives the lightest wash of colour. I have this in the shade Claire, by the way. Alright, so have you tried the new Green Flash range? I did a few videos talking about Green Flash, which is a nail varnish brand. Their whole thing is that they are basically a more natural, more easily removable gel nail system. Now, I tried them several years ago, so bear that in mind, things may have improved, but I was wholly disappointed. I will have the videos linked in the description box if you haven't seen them. I had really high hopes, and then yeah, it didn't work for me at all. I was really disappointed. So no, I have not tried the new range. Would you like me to? I am curious to see if it's improved at all, but equally I don't want to waste my money. But if you want to see it, I will film it for you. The next question is, where did you get your signet ring made? So if you haven't seen, forgive me because you're sat on top of it. This is the signet ring to which they are referring, and I'll have the video that I detailed, you can see it in a bit better detail there, up on the screen here. I had this made by a wonderful lady who lives not too far from me, and her handle is Park Lane Jewellery. And she melted down a bunch of my old rings and then made that one for me. I am very proudly half Cornish. I have Cornish heritage. So the heatherkerenza, the Kerenza is a Cornish name, and it's my middle name, and I absolutely love it. I'm very proud to be half Cornish. We've had, you know, family there for years. We had a house there for a while. All these kinds of things. So yes, but that is where I got that done. And if you want any kind of custom jewelry, she can do it for you. So I urge you to check her out. Her work is absolutely stunning, and I cannot believe I am so lucky as to get to wear that beautiful piece every day. I adore it. The next question is golden retriever tips. We're thinking of getting one. So I have a beautiful 4-year-old golden retriever called Tilly, who's currently snoozing away on the bed, and she is the best thing in the entire world. Eyeshadow, I'm just using this little taupey shade? Taupe, would you call that? And it's Creme Brulee by Makeup Geek. It is super old. I have this little magnetic eyeshadow palette and I love these shadows. They are so good. Problem with golden retrievers though is that the fluffs get on everything. But yes, so we did get her from a puppy, and I had always wanted a golden retriever because my grandparents had them when I was growing up, and I've just absolutely adore them. They are just the most special dog breed ever. We are golden retriever owners till the day we die. We got her as a puppy because we have lots of nieces and nephews, lots of small children, so we didn't want to go down the rescue dog route because we needed to make sure that they were going to be safe. That was our main, concern. So we did get her from a puppy. I will say golden retrievers are wonderful, but they are quite high energy dogs. I think people always see them, snoozing away, and they do, trust me, she can snooze for England. But that's now. When she was 6 months old, my goodness me, we went through a phase, and they do, we walk her twice a day for minimum 45 minutes. Then she sleeps, then she's very, very good. They need lots of mental stimulation, lots of, sniffing games, all these kinds of things. So I will say I am a huge advocate for golden retrievers. They are wonderful, but you do need to be up for a lot of walking and also up for lots of brushing. Because they do molt a lot, and also you need to know how to stimulate the breed. I think especially if you're getting a boy, I think our experience of having a girl is that she is just a little bit more chilled, but she needs so much mental stimulation. Otherwise, yeah, she will just basically sit there and stare at you until you get up and do something. But yes, so just research the breed. Any dog breed you're thinking of getting, please, 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 please research them first. Even if you work from home, you have a full-time job, you live in a terrace house, whatever, don't get a collie. Please don't do it. I know that's a sidebar, but just, needed to say. You mentioned that you used to live in South Wales. How come you moved away? So, good question. Yes, we were in South Wales for a very, very long time. Both me and my husband studied there. I was at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, and then my husband was at the university. We ended up staying there afterwards because it's quite a cheap place to live. And we could buy a house, and we just, we really, really enjoyed living there. We moved basically for my work. So I'm a musician and I just needed to be closer to London. We also wanted to be closer to family. Those were the main reasons why we moved. For eyes, I am going to use the Zoeva Velvet Love pencil, and this is in metallic chocolate. Oh, and the number 7 pencil sharpener, this is the best one. Best one I've ever tried. Charlotte Tilbury one was terrible. Sorry, Charlotte Tilbury. I love you, but this one is so much better. But I just absolutely adore it. It is that perfect neutral brown, little bit of shimmer. Oh, it's just absolutely stunning. But it is very, very soft. So you do end up getting through it a bit, but it is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to try and talk to you whilst I continue to do this, but favorite pre-loved site. So my favorite is eBay. I do just find it is the best search engine. So if you are looking for something specific, then it is definitely the best. But I would say that my very close second favorite is Vinted, because I think the prices are better. I think eBay can actually be a bit expensive, but on Vinted I tend to find you can grab a bargain a little bit more easily. I think people who are selling on Vinted tend to be selling to kind of want it gone from their own wardrobe, whereas eBay can be a little bit more, they've bought it and then they're selling on for a profit, so therefore the prices are a little bit higher. So I like to use both. I always check both, but I do find myself, like I say, just sort of reaching for eBay, if you like, because the search function is so much better. Love the Strathbury. Is the leather soft or rigid? So let me just grab it. So this is my beautiful Strathbury mosaic bag. I can never speak highly enough of this bag. I absolutely adore it. The leather itself is quite sort of soft, but it holds its shape. So it's got these seams and these sort of overlaps in the leather that give it a really beautiful structure. Like, it always sits like this, and it hasn't sunk at all. I don't stuff it when I'm not using it because I want it to be easily grabbable. But yes, it holds its shape really, really beautifully, but the leather is very soft. It's very easy to sort of, move, and the strap is worn beautifully. So yeah, I would say it is soft, but structured. which makes no sense, I appreciate, but I think you know what I mean. So for eyebrows, I just use the Clear Revolution eyebrow gel with the little spoolie. I do dye my eyebrows. I use the Just for Men in medium dark brown. I really need to do them again. They're getting a little bit light for me. I quite like a strong brow. Because I have slightly softer, more rounded features, I do find a stronger brow works for me. But yes, I just use the clear gel because it's less faff. So next question is, you've mentioned going on tour. What are you touring with? Sorry if I missed you saying. No, that's totally fair. I probably haven't said. So I'm a musician. I play the viola primarily in orchestras. That's my full-time job. I freelance doing that. And at the moment, I'm actually doing a tour, which is very exciting, and it's Disney's The Sound of Magic. So going on tour with Disney has been a real career highlight, and I'm actually going on tour with them again at the end of May into June. We're doing Indiana Jones. So the film is playing, and then we're playing the soundtrack live underneath, and it is just my favourite thing in the entire world. I also do one at Christmas. That one isn't Disney, but it's The Holiday, so the film The Holiday but with live orchestra, and yeah, it's just one of my absolute favourite things. I adore doing it. So yeah, that is what I am away doing, and I love my job. It is an enormous privilege. It is not easy, but yeah, I couldn't do anything else. So yes, that is what I am doing when I am off on tour. For mascara, I am using the Kosas Soul Gazer mascara. I think I mentioned before that I have tried to use more affordable mascaras and I don't find they work. So I'm back to the expensive ones, and this is amazing. I've also gone back to using black mascara. I was on the brown mascara for a long old time, and I did really enjoy it, and my favourite one is the Swede Cloud Mascara. Absolutely beautiful. But I think now that I've let my hair completely go back to its natural colour, it was a bit blonde before. I had blonde balayage. I went very blonde a few times. But now I've gone back to being a bit darker, I actually prefer the look of a black mascara again. I think I just really like the contrast. I think it makes my blue eyes stand out a bit more. I think it depends what shade of blue you have, because I know lots of people are like, brown mascara makes your blue eyes stand out, but I actually find that the black does that more. I just think it gives you a beautiful amount of volume, but without being like clumpy or too much. It's still quite fluttery, if you like. By the way, if you get these little, I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see them, but if you get these little bits of mascara, don't touch them. Let them dry. We'll fix them in a second. My final makeup step, because I don't think I look good with a colour on my lips unless it's like a colour. Unless we're going bold lipstick, I just leave my lips bare, and I either use the Glossier lip gloss, is my favourite one, or the Ordinary lip balm. This stuff is amazing. One of the reasons I love it is because it's completely colourless and completely fragrance free. So I actually also use this as a cuticle balm. So if you are like me and you are away and you are wanting something to throw in your handbag that will do everything, this is the one. I love it. It just has a very light sheen to it, and it's just it actually works, especially if you're somebody that gets chapped lips a lot. This stuff, beautiful. Always have a fan on hand in case your mascara is taking its sweet time to dry. Okay, so to fix any little mascara marks that are going on, what have I done with my little mirror? This is just a little vintage compact that I use, by the way. I am looking for a vintage hand mirror to keep on my dressing table. But you literally just rub them away. And if you wait for the mascara to dry, just rub it off, and it doesn't disturb your makeup, and it's super easy. And it all just comes off on the end of the cotton bud. Fixed. And that works if you sneeze or blink when you're putting on your mascara and you get a lot under your eyes as well. It still works. I'm going to finish this video here. I'll try and keep it short and sweet, but I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, please do give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It is the best way you can help me or any YouTuber that you watch, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.